So Cameron, where are we right now?
We're at the movie theater. Here to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, because it is my birthday today.
It is his birthday.
And that is his gift to me.
This is exactly. So, Cameron, let me ask you a question. What do you want to see the most from this movie?
I want to see the sea otter they showed in the trailers, because I think Rocket's going to die.
You think Rocket's going to die?
I think Rocket's going to die.
I think a couple of them are going to die.
Oh, yeah, but I think Rocket's going to die. I think the big part is going to talk about Rocket being, like, made. Because that's a lot of the stuff that was shown in the trailer. I think he's going to have a big play on how he was made, what went into that, like maybe meeting the person who made him and meeting the other people, meeting the other things that were made by that person, like the sea otter and maybe more. So I think it's going to play a big part of that, and I'm hoping the sea otter will be a big character in it, because I really like sea otters.
Yeah. So I managed to rewatch both Guardians films last night before we went to go see this, and they were both really good. I would probably give them both about an 8 out of 10. My biggest issue was that I definitely, with both movies, I definitely like felt the runtime, because again, they're 2 hours long. You know, they're long. Every MCU movie's long, so like that's the problem with most of them.
It's just Chris Pratt's time right now for me.
Chris Pratt. Another thing, I'm worried about Chris Pratt. I'm worried about how good Chris Pratt will be, because Chris Pratt was really bad in Jurassic World Dominion.
I think he's good in more movie.
Yeah. Anyways, we better get going and see you guys after the movie. Of course, we didn't miss this trailer, right?
You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to...
11 hours of a costume change later, we're back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's right. So, Cameron, let me ask you a question. What did you think about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
I really liked it. I really liked what happened with, like, Rocket, and this is spoilers, of course. I'm assuming you will put it in the title. But, oh, okay. One, like, issue, but at the same time, like, a good thing that was with it was, like, Rocket spent most of the movie dead asleep. In a coma. Yeah, he was in a coma.
Dead sleep.
And, like, there's good and bad to that of, like, good is we got to see his backstory, which, knowing Rocket's character, he wouldn't have mentioned except for that.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't mention it to a character. I think they also saw his backstory with, like, his, they saw the experiments that were done on him. You know, like Gamora mentioning, not Gamora, Nebula mentioning, like, that's worse than anything Thanos has ever done to me. To kind of, like, see, like, how Gamora shows, like, remorse for it, too. Nebula shows remorse for it, too.
One thing I'm a little curious about is, like, did James Gunn, the director and writer of these movies, did he, like, plan this out? Because, like, I imagine he didn't plan it all for, like, the Gamora thing, for, like, Gamora to be dead, but, like, I wonder if there's any, like, clues to it in the other two, because I watched, like I said in the intro, I watched the other two the night before, last night, and, like, so I wonder if, like, if rewatching the other two, like, are there little hints to it?
I don't know. But one thing that I thought was pretty iffy, but also, like, completely understand, was Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I feel like he wasn't in it enough. Cause I liked Adam Warlock. I liked him.
Oh yeah,
he was funny.
I
wish he was in it more.
I like what they did with him on the whole idea of, like, he's supposed to be the ultimate being. He's supposed to destroy the Guardians, but they brought him out of his pod too early, and he doesn't know what he's doing. And that, as a, like, a high schooler, that hits me. That hits different. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. I don't know what I'm doing now. But
one thing, my biggest, he likes this movie a little bit more than I did. I think
I like most movies more than he does.
Yeah, I think another big problem I had with it was the same problem I have with the other two movies, where in the middle, like, it just kind of feels like they have no idea what they're gonna do. It's like, especially, like, the second movie doesn't have this problem as much, but definitely in this movie and in the first one, the middle feels like really aimless. Like in the first movie when they're on, like, nowhere, like that part feels like they have, like, no clue. Like the writer has no clue what's gonna happen next. Like, he has no clue, like, I don't know how to, like, fill up the time. Yeah, he has no clue how he's gonna end this thing. Or, like, it feels really aimless. Like, he doesn't really have much of a plan. It's same with this movie with, like, the scenes where they go to, like, that weird, like, organic planet thing.
Okay, no, can we talk about how gross that was?
Yeah.
I do not like the Flesh Planet.
The Flesh Planet.
I do not like the Flesh Planet. I saw that and I was immediately grossed out. I was like, oh, what is this? Why is it made of skin? What is on my screen right now? But another thing is,
The fight scenes were incredible.
The fight scenes were pretty good.
No, more than pretty good. A lot of the animations and effects in the fight scenes were incredible.
The CGI wasn't as good as the second one. I think the second one had better CGI.
No, I think they took a step back after Quantumanium with its supposed terrible CGI, and I think they delayed it a tiny bit longer, maybe because they realized, we need to step it up and fix the CGI, because I think the CGI was really good.
It was already set for May.
I don't know.
Before Quantumania came out, it was set for May.
I still think the CGI was good. Another thing I would say is, like, the fight scenes. I love the different angles. I love how the shots of, like, the actual action itself was slow-mo fight scenes, different angles on it. Yeah. I thought that was really good. One part that I didn't like was the lack of sea otter, or what did the sea otter go by?
I forget.
Sort of an L. It was like lilac or lily or something.
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. If you didn't catch it already, we're doing spoilers here.
Yeah.
But I was personally hoping that we'd see shots of, like, the sea otter plus the walrus floor, and then the walrus teeth.
Yeah.
And then the rabbit floor, like alive and interacting with the rest of the Guardians and, like, current Rocket. Like, maybe they just got separated or something. Like, they made it to the escape pod and they just got separated. But no, they died. And that upset me.
One part about that I thought was a little weird. Like this one part that was a little weird. It was like when Rocket was like, "I want to go with you guys." Like, he was just willing to completely just abandon them forever.
I think it was the idea of this is all I know.
Yeah, I guess.
When he was young, when he was, like, little.
Yeah.
So I get what, like, this is all Rocket knew. This was his original group. He loved them and cared for them. And they were all just gone, and he kind of had to run. And he wasn't really able to say a goodbye to them. So I get his, like, I want to go with you. I want to see you guys again. Because I feel like while he gets, like, annoyed and, like, frustrated with the rest of the Guardians, he didn't get that way with them. And it's probably just, like, he wanted to be with them. He missed them so much. And because he was still, like, conscious during his coma, he was probably thinking about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Meaning he's remembering all of them and reliving all of that, so he probably would want to go with them at the end. And that made me really sad. That scene of all of them waiting for him to join them in the afterlife made me really sad. And, like, I know I've already talked about the fight scenes being incredible, but the fight scenes were incredible.
I think the best thing about this, not the best thing, but a very good part of it, it was a small moment, but I think this is the first MCU movie to actually have them, like, say the F word.
Because that caught me so off guard.
It caught me off guard too.
When Nebula can get the door open, like the car door open, and Star-Lord said, "Press the button, now pull it," and he said, "Now get the bleep in the car," and I was caught off guard so much by that.
Yes,
that was hilarious because of how out of character it was.
It was very, very. That was the last thing I expected from this movie.
And I'm just like, dang, they went there. Huh?
I was also like, this movie. This was a very funny movie, but also I would say it was probably the least funny of the Guardians movies.
I liked how Mantis constantly messed with Drax with the one specific way.
Yeah.
Of Drax falling in love with things or things falling in love with Drax. Because we don't see it, but we hear it. That Mantis made Drax fall in love with a sock. And that Mantis made a guard fall in love with Drax.
Yeah.
And one thing that's pretty messed up about Mantis's powers is how she called Drax an idiot and, like, dumb. And then Drax was like, "What? You really think I'm dumb?" I was, like, sad and upset about it. And she just touched him and said, "Forget." And then he just made a joke and started laughing. Like, how often has she done that to him?
We'll never know.
How often has Mantis just been like, "Oh no, I said something wrong. Forget, it didn't happen," to either Drax or anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I liked this movie a lot. It's probably the weakest Guardians movie, but I'm calling it right now. It'll probably be the best Phase 5 movie. And also, like, I think this is it for me. I think I'm done with the MCU. This was my What? Like, what would you give me that?
Why?
for?
I think it was an incredible.
I'm not
movie.
excited for anything else after this.
It
movie.
exceeded my expectations.
It met mine.
The only MCU stuff I haven't seen yet is Wakanda Forever and Quantumanium, and I plan to watch Quantumanium when it comes out on Disney Plus because I really like Ant-Man, and I'm hoping this does not ruin Ant-Man for me. Yeah. The other thing is with Wakanda Forever, I will probably watch it soon. I've just been busy and I haven't had time to watch it yet, so I will probably watch it very soon, like tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, you've seen a lot more MCU stuff than I have.
Oh,
I have
seen
not,
everything.
I have not seen.
Except
I've not seen Black Widow. I've not seen Shang-Chi. I've not seen Eternals. I've not seen What If, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Quantumania.
See, Moon Knight, I strongly suggest you watch.
It should be movies.
Personally, I've seen everything except the Netflix stuff. I think I saw one season of Iron Fist, but I've also been told that the Iron Fist is the weakest one of them all.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably watch Daredevil when that new.
So I was gonna say, which isn't, because I was gonna say like, well, those shows aren't related to the MCU just yet, but Daredevil was in it.
Daredevil is, and also wasn't.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't seen Hawkeye yet either.
Oh, yeah.
And also wasn't Kingpin, wasn't he in Hawkeye?
Kingpin was.
From the. I
also
know
didn't
that.
I didn't know
from
that
the
was
Daredevil
the same
show.
thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I'll have to go watch those Netflix shows now too.
And then yeah.
But okay, we've talked too much about not Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long after, it's hard to remember every single thing that happens. Yeah. I like the end of Peter going to see his grandpa.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting how Rocket has rearranged, like has basically made a new Guardians of the Galaxy, but like I still think
that makes me wonder. Like, are they what's gonna happen after this?
They'll come back.
Because like, but it feels like they're really running out of like the characters people know. Because like, there was the whole thing where like Tom Holland's taking a break, so we won't be seeing any Spider-Man for a while. Chris Hemsworth, he's on a break, and like Mark Ruffalo, he doesn't want to be in these movies anymore. Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo, they said like they don't want to they don't want to do these movies anymore.
I mean, Chris Hemsworth is also gone. I know that Chris Hemsworth more recently has said that because of like his Disney Plus show where he found out he's high risk for dementia, and he said he kind of wants to. He said he wants to go step back, or I think it was Hemsworth.
Well, he's not a show though.
He had a show.
Thor?
No, not Thor, but Chris Hemsworth himself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, because I remember in like interviews, he said like, "Oh, I want to go and be the actor to have the longest running like role as a superhero." Because he had said how I think the actor for Wolverine, I don't remember it. Because I'm really into actors. Yeah, he has the longest running thing I think for Wolverine.
Yeah, from like 2000 to now.
Yeah, and then Chris Hemsworth said, "Well, I want to beat that. I want to go for more years." But I don't know. It'll probably be then in the next Avengers movie. They'll probably have Hemsworth and Ruffalo killed. But that makes me also wonder what happened with Drax. Like I know in our intro thing we said that I said that I think Drax and Rocket are gonna die. And I was sad. Rocket. Okay, yeah, but I also had a feeling that Drax. You said there was gonna be more than 2 deaths.
I thought a few of them were gonna die.
Technically, there were more than 2 deaths.
I thought. Okay, well, like
being Rocket's friends, but
I meant I felt like more like the main characters would die, like more like the characters on the poster. I thought we'd at least lose 2 of them.
Can we talk about?
And they lost 0.
How many fake out deaths there were?
Oh my god!
Rocket throughout the entire movie, especially with the "I want to go with you guys" scene. Drax when he got shot and ended up in the pond of goo. Because have we talked about the skin star? Not skin star, but the flesh planet.
Yeah.
Because that is disgusting. But then Quill at the very end of it all, and then he's rescued by Adam Warlock because someone said, I think it was Quill, who said everyone deserves a second chance. Or was that Drax? Because someone said it.
It was. I think it was Mantis. No, it was Groot that said it, and then Mantis translated it. I think.
Okay, yeah. Because whatever it was, someone said it, and I was just like, "Dang!" He really just said, "Okay, I'm going to save your life, then." Because I literally sat there that entire time in the theater and said, "They are not going to kill Star-Lord. They will not do it. There's no way they're going to kill Star-Lord." And they let him get that close before getting saved. They had so many fake deaths. Didn't Nebula also have fake deaths? Nebula had 3.
I can't think of any off the top.
Well, the first fight with Adam Warlock, they all looked like they were going to die. Nebula took forever to reform. Groot was ahead, and Drax was beaten to a pulp.
Yeah. I thought, honestly, that opening scene, I thought they were just going to kill Drax right
there. Oh, yeah, no. And plus, when Drax got shot, they were playing, not even, action-y music. And then he just got shot and the music cut, and I was like, they're not doing him like that. They're not killing him.
I will
off
say,
of that.
I will say, they did balance having as many characters as they did, because I think this is. I mean, it was just about as many cast members as like
Howard the
Guardians
Duck
2.
was in it.
He was. So yeah, that scene had a few cameos from other movies, because it had. You wouldn't know it. I don't think you would know this, but there was a guy from the first movie there.
I probably would realize if I saw the first movie.
I can show you.
We
it.
both agree that Cosmo is a good boy.
Yes.
Good girl. Sorry
I appreciate. Yes, I recognize.
Good dog.
I like that. I recognized that. When I saw the actress's name in the opening credits, I was like, "Wait, she's in this movie?" And then I immediately recognized.
Cosmo is a good
she
dog.
is.
That entire time I was just like, just call Cosmo a good dog. It's a good dog. It can talk. It's like Scooby Doo.
I remember Cosmo was in the first movie.
I thought it was second.
No, because she was in in the first movie when they went to the collector's place. Cosmo was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this will be like I think this is the end for like James Gunn in the MCU, because I know he's taking over the DC universe now.
Well, I'd say he went out with a bang.
Yeah.
I think that was a really good movie. That was probably one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Oh, it's been forever since I've seen a Marvel movie.
No, I think either way, that's probably one of my favorites.
I feel like if I were to rewatch most of them, my scores.
I like the music lock. I like the music lock. Liked the music, liked the story.
Yeah.
Liked how they did the characters. Liked the fights. I am still on about the fights. It has been almost 12 hours since we've seen it, and I still really like the fights.
Yeah.
Like,
Overall,
oh my god,
I would give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, weakest Guardians film probably will be the best Phase 5. Probably just Thing. I can't see any of the TV shows being better than this.
Loki 2.
Does that count? Like,
It's season 2 of Loki.
I guess, but that's not like it's not like a new. I'm talking like the newest thing.
I don't know. I consider it newer.
I guess.
So the moral of the story: watch Guardians 3, watch Loki, watch Moon Knight.
Watch Moon Knight, and don't watch Quantumania, because you know for a
You
fact
haven't seen Quantumania.
the people in the theaters didn't. I think that's like one of the lowest grossing Marvel movies.
I would like to say that I don't know. It's disappointing because Ant-Man is probably one of my favorite. Ant-Man is the reason I want to go to Baskin Robbins.
Ant-Man works better. I think Ant-Man works better in a group. He works better in he works better in like Endgame and Civil War. I think than he did in his own movie, because Ant-Man's not interesting enough to be a main character. to be the main character.
He's Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider-Man.
But one thing that this is turning into just a Marvel period and not just Guardians 3, which is an issue. But I will like to point out that their whole Phase 5 plan is about Kang. Why do they do the Ant-Man movie so dirty and make it where Kang is the villain? Like, Loki played Kang excellently.
Do you know how Kang's working?
That there are tons of them?
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah, which I know it was just like one of him, I think. Again, haven't seen the movie. But, yeah. Okay, back to Guardians 3, because that is what this video is about.
Yes.
That's the movie we're seeing.
That's the movie we saw.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, one more thing, not Guardians 3 related. In the previews, I got really excited when one specific trailer started playing. It wasn't for the Barbie movie; it was for Asteroid City, because I'm excited to watch that movie, and
Okay, but
I will
3.
make sure that we do a video on that when it comes out.
Guardians 3.
Gardens 3.
Gardens. Do they have any gardens?
Gardens of the Galaxy.
Do they have any gardens? Okay.
There were probably a few in there.
Can we talk about Counter Earth?
Counter Earth.
That was weird at first.
I thought that was like all the trailers were. I thought there would be more.
I did not watch any trailers.
Every ad I saw for it, whether it be on TV or on YouTube, was them in Counter Earth, and was Drax throwing the ball at the little girl.
That was a funny scene.
That was all.
I'll be honest, I did not see many, if any, trailers. I saw some trailers, but that was early on.
I've stopped seeking out trailers.
There was one point I did seek them out, but I was taking a break from it because I didn't know if I'd see this movie in theaters or not. I didn't want to get too excited for it.
Yeah.
Because recently I've just been oh, wait for it to come to Disney Plus, and I always have a Marvel craze, and it's once a year pretty much. And I think that'll probably happen this summer when I watch Quantumania and Wakanda Forever and then Secret Invasion.
I'm not gonna lie. Here's my hope for the future of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
My hope is that there is no future. My hope is that I hope these movies. I hope these movies don't stop making money because, to be honest, I would love for like after they release like whatever their like last release movie is, like whatever that Avengers movie is called. It's coming out in like 2026 or whatever. I hope that's the end. I hope that like these movies keep underperforming and like they don't get very like well critical reception. So then they just pull the plug on the MCU.
I don't think they do that. I think I could see them.
I hope they don't greenlight. I hope they don't start greenlighting new stuff.
Sorry, the camera cut out, but we're back.
Yeah.
And we were literally just about to get the final thoughts anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Great way to start the final thoughts. I thought it was a good movie. I personally am excited to see what comes from the MCU, because I know he's very movie critic. I know a lot of movie critics like claim the MCU are like not real cinema, but I enjoy them. Just like I think most people, just like I feel like most people do.
I like the MCU. I don't think I have yet hit like superhero fatigue because I watch like 2 a year. I don't watch any of the shows. I don't really watch DC stuff. I didn't watch like Black Adam.
See, the most like movie stuff I watch or like show stuff I watch honestly is Marvel. So I'm the type of person that's like, oh, yo, go off, go crazy. I like that. Like, I want to see more in this universe. I want to see more of the superhero characters they made, because they've made so many characters. I'm excited to see what more Marvel has to go for it, what more Marvel has to go with it. But just, like, also, like, I really liked this movie. This is honestly one of my favorite ones. It made me smile so much with, like, the fight scenes for the 1,000th time I'm mentioning it.
Yeah.
But the fight scenes were really good. Again, I really, like, at first, like, talking to him about it, just one-to-one, off camera, I was kind of like, oh, Adam Warlock won't be played that well. Like, his character won't be played that well, except for, like, what I had heard about it. But I think they did it really well with, like, the explanation for, like, oh, you took him out of his chamber too early, that's why he acts like this.
Yeah.
Which I think they played it really well. And I'm really glad that he eventually came over to their side. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it, and it's probably one of my favorites from the MCU, and I'll probably give it a 10 out of 10, unironically.
Oh my god.
I know both the movies we've done this for, I've said 10 out of 10. That's because it's been Mario movie and Guardians 3. And Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of my favorite, like, Marvel franchises.
I think it's the best trilogy.
Yeah.
It's the only trilogy to not have it's the only trilogy to not have a bad movie.
Yeah, because it's like, if people say, if we get comments, but if people say in the comments, like, oh, all of them he's just said 10 out of 10, because we've only done good movies. And I will just let you know, for the future of everything we do, I will always rate it higher than him.
No.
I almost certainly will rate it higher than you, and you know it.
Okay.
But I think that's it for me.
Yeah,
Cosmo is a good dog.
I will give it I think I would give it a 7 probably.
I would give it 10 good dogs out of 10.
I'll give it 7 good dogs out of 10. See ya in the next one.